Hi again, folks. Welcome to the Sabres Reloaded. This is a video on the channel that I throw out certain topics, let you guys run the floor with it. And I got one today with a few clips because I want to talk a bit about this. And guys, today's topic, okay, is will we be buyers at the deadline? Because the deadline, before you know it, is coming. And we have to make a decision and look at things. But I want to break down just a few things here. We'll just look at the potential UFAs only. No point in throwing RFAs out there. We'll just look at the UFAs and discuss it a bit. So let's take a look at this one. All right, so this clip here, guys, these are the top names, okay? Look, by the salary. So we'll look at this here quickly because there's three clips. I'll show you the way I break it down when I look. This would be what the majority of hockey fans look when they look at the UFAs this year. They're going to look at it this way. Now, Patrick Kane, of course, leads the list. He's 34 years old. He only has 5 goals this year, guys, and I believe there's a cliff. I believe there's a cliff with Patrick Kane. I've been saying this before. There's a cliff, okay? And I think maybe this is it. He's got 5 goals in 33 games. 4 of them are even strength. He has 2 even strength goals in his last 26 games. Guys, this is no dig at Patrick Kane. He's had a Hall of Fame career, but he's 34. He's not 24. He's not 28. He's 34. And what happens is you get stuck with a big contract like this because of what somebody's done in their past. You know? But would I take this guy, would I take a gamble at this guy $4 million a year? Yes. Yeah. For a few years? Yeah. Because he's worth it. Even if he doesn't bring to the table what he's capable of bringing just a few years ago. He's still worth it. Let's continue looking at this clip. All right, Jonathan Toews, I would pass on. He's going to be expensive too. I would pass on Ryan O'Reilly. I've always thought he's overpaid for what he brings. Ryan O'Reilly, I'm glad that we moved that contract out. Yeah, he helped them win a Stanley Cup. No, we did not lose that trade. We won that trade. No matter what St. Louis fans say. They would have eventually broke through, I believe, and won a Stanley Cup with or without Ryan O'Reilly. Vladimir Tarasenko, no, I would move on that. Even John Klingberg, I would, guys. And I know he's a good, solid defenseman, but look what he's making just for 1 year, and that's him taking a discount at $7 million, 4 goals, 7 assists. Just not worth it. Sorry, for a 30-point defenseman. I don't know, 30, 35 points a year. Is it really worth it? Not really. JVR pretty much is done in his career. I wouldn't touch him. Pacioretty, no. Pasternak would be the one. Yeah, look at his age. Yeah, Pasternak, Sean Monahan, no. Parise, no. Dylan Larkin, overpaid in Detroit. Lucic, no. Okposo, that's a question mark if he's even going to play next year. Dumba, definitely I would look at. But how much would he want? How much would he command? If he commands more than what he's making now, no thanks. Timo Meier has had a great year. Absolute great year. What a perfect year for him to take off on the numbers like that. Jordan Staal for leadership, I'd look at him for sure. But he's 34. And Eric Johnson, we have seen his better days. Jonathan Quick, a 1-year deal, I'd be interested. Bo Horvat, totally overrated, I believe, and I think he's going to get a lot of money in the offseason by whoever signs him, and they're going to regret it. Kind of like what happened with Taylor Hall in Boston. Then Jason Zucker, no, not really. These are just the top 22, I believe, here. Guys, Jonathan Drouin just can't seem to carve out an NHL career no matter what he does. Pavelski's way too old now. And Gustav Nyquist, no as well. So these are just, I'm just running through names, okay? But I want to show you guys from this point of view now. Let's look at it again from the guys with the top points going down. All right, Pasternak leads the bunch. He, to me, would be the gem in out of all the UFAs, even over like guys like Patrick Kane. I would rather have Pasternak at his age, absolutely. Bo Horvat, again, I think is going to get really overpaid, so he'll be taken care of by somebody. And then you can go down the list again, and we see a lot of the same names again. But then there's guys, like, let's say Krejci, who's had decent numbers this year, but, guys, he's 36. I mean, who wants somebody 36, So he's off the charts right away for me. Anybody that's in that age, I mean, it's, I don't know. I wouldn't go that route. So he is 36.6. Then Patrick Kane, 34. It's not so bad. He might have a good 3 years left in him. Does he have an 80-point season? I don't know. Hard to tell. But you can look down that list. Is there anybody there you guys see that stands out that I'm not seeing, I don't know, maybe Killorn in Tampa for a few years. I'm just thinking, but it probably would be an overpayment. Would it really be worth it? You know what I mean? No, it just wouldn't be, because it would hinder another contract that we're trying to get locked in. So we will drop this list here. Okay, so we looked at it from the most points. Now, how I look at it, this is what I do, guys. Let's take a look at this list. Okay, and as you see again, Pastrnak. Oh, hold on, guys. Wrong one. Let me get over to there. There we go. Here we go. Okay. So, and you'll say, okay, what's this? This is the youngest UFAs available. So if you look, again, Timo Meier looks like a pretty good deal at 26, right? 36 games played, 20 goals. What's he going to make? I don't know. Problem is with this, guys, is if we take a chance on something like this, you're better off, believe it or not, going with a much older guy, because it's going to be much shorter term. If you get a guy that's like 24, 25, 26, yeah, some are 24 because of all sorts of reasons, whether it be college or whatever. But if you look at guys that are NHLers, that are available, that have played the 7 years in the league, like a Dylan Strome right now, what are some of these guys looking for? This is the question, because if you start overpaying and then you're stuck with a long-term deal, kind of like us with Okposo. And I'll say it, Okposo's contract was a horrible signing. It was a horrible signing. It was. Anybody that pretends that was a good signing, come on. I'll do a video sometime on how much money he made and what he brought to the table here. Come on. Yeah, last year he was great for us, but that was the first year of that contract where there was a lot of value in it. It was last year. This year, it's not so much. Not so much. So if you look at Pastrnak, he makes this list again. Pasternak's all over the place. So if there was a UFA I'm looking at, I want to sign long-term, it's Pastrnak. I mean, because he would fit in perfect with the Sabres. He most likely will sign in Boston. But if he doesn't and he holds out, and Boston, let's face it, they're not been too bright with their money, not really. And there could be problems in the future. But they probably will squeeze him in, because you got to figure Bergeron's going to be retired. Krejci's going to be retired. Only a matter of time with Marchand. Like, they're losing their core very soon. And for them to go and lock this guy in is about the smartest thing they can do in the offseason before any of those guys, because this is the guy that's going to be there for the next 7-8 years, where those guys have months left in their career. This guy has years. So I think that's a no-brainer. They'll lock him in. But let's say they argue and they don't. This guy's listening to offers from other teams. I'd be interested in getting this guy. I would be. I would have traded Jack Eichel one-on-one to get this guy. That's just me. I would have. So let me know what you guys think of that one. I think, if we're going to look at Patrick Kane, we got to look at the cliff, guys. Like I was saying, 2 regular strength goals in the last 26 games. It doesn't mean he hasn't had a great career, but it means that's, you know how it goes. All of a sudden, this happens in a career, and this happens when players get older. Every player it happens to, not just some, every single player it happens to, even the greats. So I think we should look, if we're going to look long-term, the guy's got to be about 26. If we're going to look short term, guys 30 and up. Under 35, hopefully. I don't want to get somebody 36 and lock them in for 3 years. I think that would be it wouldn't be smart. We don't need guys way past their prime for the sake of getting leadership in the dressing room. We just don't need that. We just don't. You know, that's wasting a roster spot that a guy like Savoy could be eating up next year. You know, I don't want to do that either. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one.